di rosine a fa, di rosine fanno bel giardini.
Viviamo in uno spazio nazionale, ci sentiamo anche e soprattutto italiani, però vogliamo e siamo anche europei, quindi abbiamo bisogno di un ulteriore spazio, di un'ulteriore dimensione, vogliamo vivere sanitaria, l'emergenza ambientale, questi hanno bisogno di un ulteriore livello di governo.
Buongiorno a tutti, benvenuti al primo evento internazionale di IDEAC. IDEAC è un progetto di cittadinanza, che parla di cittadinanza europea attiva, di cui il comune di Geraci Sicuro è capofila. Capofila significa che il comune si è preso, diciamo, in carico di portare avanti e coordinare una serie di attività che lo coinvolgeranno in 5 eventi internazionali, 13 workshop nazionali e diverse attività nell'arco di 2 anni.
So people are quite disappointed about what happened during the last 2 decades.
Sì, perché la stessa gente che aveva votato per l'indipendenza si ribella 20 anni dopo, perché la gente è delusa.
And this somehow is mirrored also in the voter turnout that is gradually decreasing.
La delusione dei cittadini si riflette successivamente anche nella partecipazione alle elezioni.
But however, this indicator do not differ really much from the other countries.
Pensano in piccolo, non pensano in maniera europea, e da qua viene fuori quello strapotere delle lobby, viene fuori il fatto che noi intendiamo l'euro come qualcosa di diverso. L'euro è un numero, non possiamo dare la colpa all'euro se il pane prima costava 1000 lire e adesso ne costa 2 diesel. L'euro è un numero, se noi convertiamo, se ci fossimo limitati a convertire, avere l'euro, avere la peseta, avere la lira, avere qualunque altra moneta, è lo stesso. L'euro è un numero, la colpa non è dell'euro, la colpa è di chi poi se ne approfitta di questo.
Allora, io parlo a nome del centro scientifico di Cagli, da un SPA anche dei miei compagni, ma non sono dovuti andare per impegni quotidiani. Noi avevamo preparato in inglese inizialmente la relazione, però capisco che è un po' lunga, è un po' complicato da dire, quindi in poche parole vorrei dire che noi pensiamo che non è un bene se ci sentiamo lontani dall'Europa, perché comunque ci offre un sacco di possibilità, come appunto parlavamo dei progetti Erasmus, dei ponti a cui abbiamo partecipato, ma anche delle stesse tecnologie che sono inserite all'interno della nostra scuola per far sì che noi cresciamo nella dimensione europea. Per esempio, il Genicato è offrito di un'aula lingue che è stata offerta all'Unione Europea, abbiamo le lingue in tutte le aule appunto per migliorare la nostra istruzione ed aiutarci ad essere parte dell'Europa.
So as I've said, we have a lot of devolution in the UK. So we've created a separate national parliament for Scotland, a national assembly for Wales, a national assembly for Northern Ireland, and then England is still directly governed by the UK government. Quindi il sistema è piuttosto destrutturato e invece di assistere ad un'evoluzione si assiste a una involuzione del processo democratico. So because the UK is not very united, we struggle to identify as Europeans because we do not identify as members of the United Kingdom.
Sì, è stata la politica di concorrenza che l'Unione Europea ha applicato alle grandi compagnie anche aeree.
I think it's also the politic about the low cost policy in Europe.
I voli low cost sono stati veramente eccezionali perché
We have 4 international meetings. One is already done. It was the one in Sicily. In this moment, we are here in Hungary for the second meeting. We have finally the date of the meeting in Bremen, which will be next July. And then for the final meeting, which will be in February 2016 in Krakow.
So the objectives of the European Union are peace, security, sustainable development of the earth, solidarity and mutual respect among people, free and fair trade, eradication of poverty, protection of human rights, and development of international law.
We know that the history of Europe is, well, very picturesque. It's quite a pretty long history to observing. And third time, there are of course different interpretations about the nationality, about the ethnic affiliation, and so on and so on. So European Union simply collect all the experiences, and then we have all the things here together. Now is the question how to improve some ideas of the minorities, because they are small, they could not simply jump into the European, let's say, open scene to the European Parliament and so on, because they have not enough political power. The question is where to share this political power, his wills, and so on and so on.
I am a project manager inside the institution, so historically I'm not all related to higher education, because there are other fields of activity within the institution, which is actually a cooperative for human development. So it also have different enterprises, different companies, associations, NGOs that it creates and tries to communicate with the surrounding communities.
Just want to mention that we will, what already was said, that we will contact you directly and ask into the round for some very short sorts of presentations from your side. We have a specific concept to implement the meeting, and we want to make it as interesting for you as we can, and to enrich the exchange. That is, I would say, one very good thing here in that network and this RDC project. And of course, we will show you some of our results of the Bremen workshop that we implemented over some weeks with kids in early this year.
Quello che grosso modo come sembra proprio copiarlo, me lo facciamo noi.
Avec la spatule.
This is a facility that is unique in Hungary because all the other detention and centers and camps have been demolished. So this is the only one that's still standing.
Az ilyen és az ehhez hasonló táborokat a kommunista diktatúra teljesen eltüntette a földszínéről.
The other camps were demolished by the former communist regime.
Ez a tábor azért maradt meg, mert a mindenkori kormányzat katonai, illetve börtönfunkciót szánt neki 1930-tól gyakorlatilag napjainkig.
From 1930s on, this camp was allowed to still stand because it was used as a functional prison, and then it had other military usage. These three buildings were remodeled to be able to hold the refugees in the 1990s. Also, they were used for all kinds of urban combat training for the military.
Nem fogunk hátra menni, de hátul volt az alakulótér, ahova kivitték sétálni a rabokat napjában egyszer, egy órán.
We're not going to take you back there. In the back there's a yard, a prison yard, where the actual let the prisoners walk around for.
Welcome here at the this time's meeting of ITC. Professor Dr. Eirund will welcome you. He is the Dean of the Faculty of Computer Sciences here and also Scientific Director of the M2C Institute, so in a double function. And here is the M2C team that prepared the workshop in early this year together with the teacher and school kids from the comprehensive school, Mitte, and behind we have our attractive student class from media informatics that will also present something in our knowledge fair.
Welcome to the kids from the Gesamtschule Mitte, hello, and welcome to my students in the back there with their projects, and of course welcome to you all, the participants of this symposium, and that's the keyword, participation. And probably you know that as a dean you have you know a lot of forms of participation in university, and the reality is normally there is no participation. And you have the chance to create new forms of local participation that may foster the democracy on the very top level of European nations. And hope you get some very interesting creative ideas from this symposium and have fun. Yes. Okay, 2 minutes. Let's go.
Thank you very much.
Where you get access here with all these different stands for what these people, these school kids from the Bremen Comprehensive School, Gesamtschule Bremen Mitte, did early this year, over some weeks. They worked on the aspect of participation in three areas. The one was about a skate park that should be developed here in the city center, an indoor skate park, and how to participate in it, and then they started directly to create the skate park.
What can be useful, I think, is for people which like us, which are like, as I said, in between, to make the link, because in the future this will be for sure the direction, the approach and the direction. But, nowadays, because I'm thinking about a small village, like small village in the middle of Sicily, small village of Italy. But these things are really.
In the last 7 years, we made a new one. The old one was from 1983, and we had a huge participation process. Over 100 public meetings I have to help. But you see, we have also interactive online tools, but despite of this, mainly the elder people got involved.
Where do you start to take somebody earnest, or which group you are the provider of the money, and you say no, you don't get the money, but you can get the money. So where can you start to
Yeah, the first problem was that they felt the problem with the permits and the maintaining of this building, the permit of this building, to use this building. And the main problem, as they discussed,
they identified 125 local development practices, and I know it very well because I was the coordinator of the project, and this forum, Citizenship and Territory, contacted me in order to provide the description of the practice. So it's one of the 125 practices. I don't know them all, I know some, but they are now being introduced to a broader public in Portugal.
First, with the small companies, then can we look what are the problems we have, what we have without thinking about it.
Very simply, if we've seen that young people are engaged really well at a grassroots level. Oldham had a voter turnout of 63.8%. For the UK, that's pretty astonishing. So if we apply grassroots procedures and philosophies on a European level, then hopefully young people will be engaged. If we value young people will be engaged. They will want to be engaged. If we're relevant to young people, they'll be engaged. We integrate the stages of participation from grassroots to EU. If we take policies and politics to the young people, use relevant mechanisms such as social media and the internet, apps that have been spoken about earlier. If we have policies which actually appeal to young people, if we make it representative and accessible, all of these things will make young people engaged.
We are using Betaville as a tool in the PS2 project. Martin already told you about in the morning, and as particularly as part of the Express Yourself project, which is located at the HSB, the Bremen Hochschule. What is Betaville? Betaville was founded in 2008 by Martin Koplin and the M2C Institute together with New York University and Carl Skelton, artist and media expert. And it is the next step, you can say, towards the realization of a smart city. So we see a city as a public sculpture and exhibition space. This is the idea behind the PS2 project.
Mira is a typical name from Iran, Afghanistan, that kind of that part of the world.
Explain and everything. Actually, most of the user interfaces which are not immediately understandable are the ones which are.
I want to be very proud. You can't do that because I understand this is demo.
White, blue, yellow and green, and here you can say how much do you want. And here you have to give 5 cents, and with OK you can open this and take the money out.
Hello, I welcome everyone. I'm glad we can meet again in the final meeting of the IDSC project. There will be several different actions going on simultaneously, and you will be informed of each one, and you will be welcome. And then you can also choose, walking around, which one is interesting, the most interesting for you.
Buongiorno a tutti, io sono Bartolo Vienna, sono il sindaco del comune di Geregisicolo, capofila di questo progetto, e siamo venuti con una delegazione molto numerosa proprio perché siamo molto curiosi e molto interessati a capire quali sono i risultati di questo progetto.
As you know, he's the mayor of the Geregisicolo, which is the applicant and the coordinator of the project, and they are happy to be here to close the project. Actually, they brought with him a big delegation from the city hall, actually almost all the councillors of the city hall, and because they want to know, they want to be part of the last meeting of the project. They want to see all the results.
Grazie a tutti e sono sicuro che faremo oggi un buonissimo lavoro.
Thanks to everybody, and we hope we will have a nice day together.
In order to understand if some tools can be useful also for you for working together, because we think that IDSC is very important, has an international, a common platform to collaborate together. So we will try to understand if there are some common values and common skills, methodologies and competencies to work together after IDSC. I like to speak about Meditar showing this picture, this image, because according to me it represents very well what we do. We connect people we connect countries, we connect cultures, and we also connect financial resources, which are very important in such a kind of project.
Small town, the biggest problem. There are a lot of problems. I think the first one is not the language, the idioms. This is the second one probably. The first one is European Union is so far away. No? I like a lot to have here the Sindaco of Geraki Siculo, small town like mine. This is you know, the citizens who are living there, like the citizens who are living in my town, in Blanca, in the south of Spain. For them, European Union is maybe so far away. They can't understand how European political rules can involve in their life.
Currently, Estonia is the only actual country which is making electronic elections. Many countries have tried to, or have tested in small parts to make electronic elections. However, Estonia is doing it for quite a few years, and it's the only case that we know that the systems have not been compromised, there's no actual problems with the elections. There are cases, for example, where they were using such systems in the United States, where when they counted the votes, they were double the number of the states.
Abbiamo voluto lanciare questa idea per realizzare questa cooperazione tra i paesi dell'Unione Europea proprio perché riteniamo che in questo momento sia necessario sviluppare questo senso della partecipazione alle istituzioni europee. Noi siamo una regione molto distante dal punti di decisione dell'Unione Europea, però ci sentiamo fortemente europei e vogliamo che si sviluppi questo concetto, questo spazio comune che possa sviluppare la cooperazione tra i paesi, scambiare le buone pratiche e sviluppare questo senso di appartenenza in questo spazio che abbiamo voluto, che ci hanno creato e che vogliamo sostenere fortemente. Crediamo forte nei valori fondamentali dell'Unione e vogliamo che questo progetto possa servire a fare conoscere tra i paesi le culture, le forme di partecipazione che ogni comunità di questa Unione ha per far sì che le istituzioni europee possano rafforzarsi ulteriormente e sviluppare questa cooperazione tra i paesi.
European citizenship is directly linked with participatory approaches. So we are working on these kinds of approaches. We try to find new methodologies for participation. This means to give chances to raise participation, but also to allow people to develop their own methodologies, to bring themselves into the game of development. We did this in 2015, very successful with schools, with teachers, with artists, and we carry on and will implement now in 2016 the largest participation event that ever happens in Bremen history. We will redesign a very important part of the inner city through kids, artists, international creators, European designers, just to make a try which sort of participatory methodologies can be the one that we will have for a future European development of our living circumstances, our living environment.
Projects like IDSC have the power to bring people closer
and enable them to exchange ideas. The core of IDSC was to investigate the root causes why people do not engage in the voting procedure, a phenomenon which has been seen in many countries the last few years in Europe. The root causes in each case are different. However, in general, we can see that many citizens do not actually feel that they have their vote has an impact in the actual decisions that are made by their government or Europe.
Okay, you know, we were all of us was involved in this nice project, which was IDEA-C, and everybody put something in this kind of box of IDEA-C. How to continue from this box? What can be done after today? Because actually today is the last day we have the opportunity to see all of us together in one place.
Bueno, research? Yeah. Research.
You can do some things and
Would you risk to apply for that on March or April? March.
I don't know if there is somebody with a very good project idea.
I think it would be more realistic to apply now. We have 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah,
it's not.
Thank you very much for your participation in this final meeting of the project. I think we had done a good work. We went through all the tasks, everything that is planned. And at this point, we would like to invite you for a short walk and just to see the area. And we will go to the restaurant for a dinner.